Winning doesn't come by chance, it comes from focus and action. When everything around you demands attention, how do you keep your eyes on what truly matters? What if the key to success isn't doing more, but doing less, doing only what pushes you closer to your goals? Imagine waking up every day with clear purpose, feeling the drive to move forward no matter what distractions or doubts arise. This isn't about quick fixes or magic solutions. It's about steady, deliberate effort, choosing to focus on yourself and your goals until you win. In this video, you'll discover how to take control of your attention, protect your time, and build the habits that create real progress. The journey isn't easy, but the rewards are worth every step. Stick around, because this could change how you approach every day and how you reach the success you've been aiming for. Chapter 1. Build discipline by sticking to one daily habit. Building discipline starts with one simple, powerful step: committing to one daily habit. This is not about grand, overwhelming changes or setting impossible goals that crush your motivation before you even begin. It's about choosing one action so small, so manageable, that it feels natural to do it every day. This single habit becomes the foundation of self-control, the cornerstone on which all success and growth stand. The truth is, discipline isn't some mysterious talent possessed only by a few. It's a skill anyone can develop by repeating the right behaviors consistently. The challenge most face is not knowing where to start or trying to change too much at once. That approach burns out the willpower, creates frustration, and leads to giving up. Instead, by focusing on just one habit, you channel your energy with precision. That focus makes the action easier to sustain and eventually leads to automatic, ingrained behavior. You become the person who follows through, who shows up, who acts with intention and control. Discipline grows quietly and steadily through daily repetition. When you pick that one habit, it needs to be specific and clear. Ambiguity weakens resolve. Saying, "I want to be healthier," is vague and leaves room for excuses. Saying, "I will drink 1 glass of water first thing every morning," is concrete. It gives you a measurable action to perform and a clear signal to track your progress. This simplicity is not limiting, it's liberating. You free your mind from endless decisions and create space for growth. Start with something that matters to you but doesn't feel like punishment. The habit must feel doable on even the hardest days. When life feels chaotic or your motivation dips, this habit remains your anchor. Because discipline is not about motivation, which ebbs and flows like the tide. Discipline is about commitment and action regardless of feelings. You will never feel like it every day, but the habit is there waiting for you, a steady task that doesn't ask for much, but delivers much in return. In practice, choose a habit that aligns with a larger goal. If you want to improve your fitness, a habit could be doing 5 push-ups every morning. If your aim is mental clarity, it might be meditating for 2 minutes. If you want better focus, it could be reading 1 page of a book daily. The key is that this habit is the smallest meaningful action that moves you toward your vision. This tiny step is the seed that grows into larger transformations. It makes big goals feel manageable and builds confidence. Consistency is the secret weapon of discipline. Doing your habit daily creates momentum. Momentum is the force that keeps you moving forward when your willpower is weak. It's the quiet power of habit that frees you from relying on motivation alone. Once the habit takes root, your brain begins to expect it, and skipping it feels uncomfortable. This natural resistance to breaking your streak keeps you honest. You are no longer fighting against your own nature, you are working with it. Expect setbacks, but don't let them define you. Discipline isn't perfection. Missing a day doesn't erase all progress. What matters is how you respond. Use setbacks as information, not judgment. Reflect on what caused the lapse and adjust your approach. Maybe the habit was too ambitious, or your environment didn't support it. Learning from these moments is part of the process. The key is to return immediately, not wait for a perfect day. Your identity builds with every choice to continue. Creating external triggers helps lock your habit into your daily routine. Habits thrive on cues. These can be times, locations, or actions that remind you to perform your habit. For example, placing your running shoes by the door reminds you to jog. Drinking water after brushing your teeth links a new habit to an existing one. These triggers reduce the need for conscious effort and lower resistance. Over time, your brain links the trigger and habit so strongly that the action becomes automatic. Accountability accelerates habit formation. Sharing your goal with someone you trust or tracking your progress publicly adds pressure and motivation. Knowing someone else is watching creates a healthy tension that helps you push through resistance. Accountability partners can encourage, remind, and celebrate your wins. Social connection fuels discipline by making your commitment real and meaningful beyond yourself. Discipline also grows by eliminating temptations and distractions. Willpower is a limited resource, so conserve it by designing your environment carefully. Remove anything that competes with your habit or pulls you away from your focus. If your goal is to write daily, keep your workspace clear and free from distractions like phones or TV. Simplify decisions around your habit so you don't waste energy debating. The easier the habit is to do, the more likely you are to stick with it. Celebrate small wins along the way. Each day you complete your habit, acknowledge the achievement. This positive reinforcement creates emotional energy that powers your discipline. Recognition of progress builds confidence and pride. It reminds you that change is happening, even if it feels slow. Over time, these small victories accumulate into a profound transformation. Discipline is less about grand gestures and more about consistent small victories. Developing patience is essential. Change rarely happens overnight. The brain needs time to wire new behaviors and break old patterns. Expect frustration and moments when progress seems invisible. The difference between those who succeed and those who quit is perseverance. Discipline means committing to the process even when results lag behind effort. Trust that each repetition is strengthening your will and rewiring your habits for long-term growth. Reflection deepens discipline. Regularly pause to evaluate how your habit affects your life. Notice improvements in your mindset, energy, or confidence. This awareness connects you emotionally to your progress and strengthens your commitment. Reflection also highlights obstacles and patterns that need adjustment. Discipline without awareness can become mechanical and lose meaning. Thoughtful reflection keeps your growth intentional and alive. Discipline is ultimately a form of self-respect. It is a way of honoring your goals and valuing your future self. When you commit to a daily habit, you are telling yourself that your dreams matter enough to take action consistently. This respect creates an inner foundation of strength that protects you from giving in to easy distractions or excuses. It shifts your identity from someone who hopes to someone who acts and wins. A strong habit built through discipline becomes a source of pride. It changes how you see yourself and how others see you. People notice consistency and reliability. These qualities open doors and build trust in all areas of life. Discipline earned through small daily actions expands beyond that habit, it influences your work ethic, relationships, and mindset. It creates a ripple effect that transforms your entire life. To sum up the power of discipline through one daily habit, start small but start now. Choose a specific, meaningful habit, anchor it to daily cues. Track your progress honestly. Prepare for setbacks without judgment. Adjust when needed but never quit. Celebrate every win and reflect often. Protect your habit by removing distractions. Build accountability and trust in the process. Most importantly, recognize that discipline is respect for yourself and your future. By focusing on you and building discipline one habit at a time, you create a life of intentional growth. You take control rather than being controlled by impulses or circumstance. You develop the inner strength that allows you to face challenges calmly and act decisively. This approach rewires your brain and rewrites your story, proving that success is not a matter of luck, but of daily, disciplined effort. No matter where you are today, the choice is yours. You can keep drifting or begin the process of disciplined transformation. Remember that the hardest part is starting, but once you do, the momentum becomes your ally. Commit to one habit and watch how it changes your life step by step. This simple but powerful action will lead you not just to short-term wins, but to lasting success and mastery over yourself. The journey of building discipline begins now with your first habit. Make it count. Chapter 2. Take control of your time with daily planning. Taking control of your time is the single most powerful way to take control of your life. Time is the one resource you can never get back once it's spent, yet so many allow it to slip through their fingers without purpose or plan. Every day you live is shaped by how you manage the hours and minutes ahead. If you don't plan your day will plan you. That means distractions, reactive decisions, and half-finished tasks will dominate. But when you commit to daily planning, you reclaim ownership over your actions and energy. You set the tone for focus, discipline, and meaningful progress. Daily planning is not about creating a rigid schedule that drains your energy or makes you feel trapped. It's about intentionally deciding what matters most and giving your time to those priorities. It's the practice of moving from autopilot to active pilot in your own life. This shift empowers you to avoid chaos and confusion. It allows you to align your actions with your goals and values, transforming ordinary days into purposeful steps toward winning your life. The first step in mastering daily planning is to recognize how often time slips away unnoticed. Without a plan, your day fragments into random tasks and interruptions. You might find yourself overwhelmed by the sheer amount of things demanding attention without a clear path forward. Planning helps you bring those scattered pieces into order. It offers clarity by laying out what you will focus on and what can wait. This clarity cuts through the noise and anxiety of busyness. Effective daily planning starts with identifying your highest priorities. These are the activities that have the greatest impact on your goals and growth. Not everything deserves your time and energy, even if it feels urgent or tempting. Discipline in planning means saying no to less important tasks so you can say yes to what truly matters. This choice protects your focus and maximizes your effort. Each day becomes a deliberate investment in your future success rather than a reaction to endless distractions. When setting your daily priorities, be realistic about what you can accomplish. Overloading your plan creates stress and failure. Instead, choose a few critical tasks that align with your long-term goals. Breaking big goals into manageable daily actions keeps momentum steady. This approach helps prevent burnout and keeps motivation alive because progress is visible and consistent. Small steps repeated daily build unstoppable momentum. Writing down your plan is essential. The act of putting your goals and tasks on paper or a digital planner commits your intentions to memory and reality. It shifts your mind from vague ideas to concrete actions. A written plan acts as a roadmap you can follow throughout the day, helping you stay on track and avoid distraction. It also gives you a sense of accomplishment as you cross off completed items, reinforcing your discipline. Planning your day each morning, or better yet the night before, sets you up for success. Taking a few minutes to outline your priorities prepares your mind to focus from the moment you begin. This habit builds structure and reduces decision fatigue, the mental drain from making too many small choices. When you have a plan, you save energy for meaningful work instead of wasting it deciding what to do next. Planning creates mental clarity and confidence. Time blocking is a practical tool within daily planning that deserves attention. It means assigning specific time periods to each task or activity. This prevents tasks from stretching endlessly and protects time for breaks and rest. When you block your time, you create boundaries that honor your priorities and prevent distractions from seeping in. Time blocking helps sharpen focus and creates a rhythm that balances productivity with recovery. Guarding your planned time is as important as creating the plan itself. Interruptions are inevitable, but discipline means minimizing avoidable distractions. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and communicate boundaries to others when you need focused work time. Protecting your schedule reinforces respect for your own time and signals to others that your work and growth matter. This boundary setting is an act of self-care and seriousness about your goals. Daily planning also includes reflecting on what you accomplished and where you struggled. At the end of each day, take a moment to review your plan and your results. Celebrate wins and identify obstacles honestly. This reflection helps you refine your approach, adjust priorities, and improve time estimates. Learning from each day strengthens your planning skill and builds resilience. Reflection turns planning into a dynamic process of continuous improvement. Be mindful of the role energy plays in your daily planning. Not all hours have equal focus and productivity potential. Some people work best early in the morning, others late at night. Recognize your natural rhythms and schedule your most important or demanding tasks during your peak energy times. This alignment enhances efficiency and quality of work. Planning with your energy in mind respects your body and mind, making your effort more sustainable. Incorporating flexibility into your plan is crucial. Life is unpredictable, and rigid plans can create frustration when things change. Flexibility means having a clear focus but being open to adjusting your schedule when necessary. It means knowing which tasks are non-negotiable and which can shift. This adaptability prevents overwhelm and keeps your planning realistic. It encourages resilience by teaching you to respond thoughtfully to challenges instead of giving up. A daily plan is incomplete without intentional breaks. Rest is not wasted time but a necessary reset for sustained discipline and creativity. Schedule short breaks between tasks and longer rest periods to recharge. Use breaks mindfully, step away from screens, stretch, breathe deeply. These pauses enhance focus when you return to work. Prioritizing rest within your daily plan boosts your energy and prevents burnout. Planning your day also means being selective with meetings and commitments. Too many meetings can fragment your time and drain your energy. Assess every meeting's purpose and value before committing. Decline or delegate meetings that don't align with your priorities. Protecting your schedule from unnecessary obligations is a form of self-respect and strategic time management. Technology can be a powerful ally in daily planning when used wisely. Tools like calendars, Task apps and timers help organize and remind you of your plan. Use technology to streamline planning but avoid becoming a slave to endless notifications or distractions. Select a few reliable tools and learn to use them efficiently. Technology should support your discipline, not undermine it. The habit of planning daily shifts your mindset from reactive to proactive living. It transforms time from a source of stress into a tool for achievement. This mindset creates a sense of control and confidence. When you plan daily, you stop drifting and start directing your life. This ownership is empowering and builds momentum toward winning your goals. Daily planning also strengthens decision-making. When your day is outlined clearly, you avoid indecision and wasted mental energy. You make choices quickly and confidently because the plan guides you. This decisiveness reduces stress and increases productivity. Practicing decision-making within the structure of daily planning sharpens your judgment over time. The benefits of daily planning ripple beyond work or productivity. When you manage your time well, you create space for relationships, health, and personal growth. Planning helps ensure you invest time in what truly fulfills you, not just what feels urgent. This balance improves your overall quality of life. You build a rhythm that supports both achievement and well-being. Discipline in daily planning builds your reputation for reliability. When you manage your time well, people notice. You become someone others can count on to deliver results and meet commitments. This reliability opens opportunities and deepens trust in all areas of life. Your consistent action sets you apart as a person of integrity and focus. Over time, daily planning rewires your brain for success. It creates new neural pathways that reinforce habits of organization, focus, and discipline. These mental changes make it easier to stay on course and handle complexity. Your mind becomes a tool of clarity rather than confusion. This neurological shift supports lifelong growth and resilience. Start your daily planning by writing down the top 3 tasks that will make the biggest difference in your day. Prioritize these above all else and guard the time dedicated to them. This focused approach prevents overwhelm and drives progress. Completing these key tasks creates a sense of achievement that fuels motivation for the rest of your day. Avoid multitasking during your planned time. Multitasking reduces effectiveness and splits your attention. Instead, give your full focus to one task before moving to the next. This single tasking maximizes quality and speed. It helps you enter a state of flow where work feels natural and productive. Discipline in focus beats scattered effort every time. Recognize the power of starting your day with intention. Morning planning creates a psychological commitment to your goals. It signals to your mind that your day will be productive and meaningful. This intention sets a positive tone and builds momentum that carries you through challenges. Starting with a plan makes success more likely. Use your daily plan as a guide, not a chain. It should motivate and direct you without causing anxiety or rigidity. If unexpected events arise, adjust your plan calmly and return to focus. This balanced attitude keeps planning enjoyable and sustainable. Flexibility combined with discipline is the key to lasting success. Daily planning sharpens your ability to prioritize under pressure. When you face urgent demands or limited time, a clear plan helps you decide what matters most. This clarity prevents panic and scattered effort. It strengthens your resilience by providing a steady framework in chaotic moments. Include time for learning and growth in your plan. Investing even a few minutes daily in reading, skill building, or reflection compounds over time. This habit of continuous improvement fuels your long-term success. Planning for growth ensures you never stop evolving and adapting. End your day by reviewing what you accomplished and preparing for tomorrow. This simple habit closes the loop and sets you up for continued success. It builds a rhythm of accountability and reflection that deepens discipline. Daily review turns planning into a powerful cycle of action and improvement. Taking control of your time through daily planning is an act of self-mastery. It demands discipline, but rewards you with freedom and progress. Each day you plan and execute with focus, you strengthen your ability to shape your life intentionally. This control is the foundation for winning in any area: career, health, relationships, or personal growth. The power to change your life lies in the choices you make every day about how you use your time. Planning is your tool to make those choices wisely and confidently. It stops time from controlling you and starts you controlling time. This simple but profound shift creates a life where you win not by chance but by design. Commit to making daily planning a non-negotiable habit. Begin with small steps and build consistency. Celebrate every day you follow your plan and adjust thoughtfully when needed. Trust the process and your ability to grow stronger with each passing day. Taking control of your time is the ultimate form of respect for yourself and your future. By mastering daily planning, you build a powerful framework for success. You move beyond reacting to circumstances and start shaping your reality. Your days become intentional, productive, and fulfilling. This disciplined approach to time creates momentum that propels you toward your biggest goals and dreams. Remember, time is the most precious asset you have. How you manage it reflects how much you value your life. Daily planning is the act of valuing yourself enough to invest your time wisely. It's the first step toward proving to yourself that you can be the leader of your life. Take control of your time today and watch how everything else falls into place. Chapter 3. Strengthen your mind by facing your hardest fear. The moment you choose to face your hardest fear is the moment you begin to forge an unbreakable mind. Fear is not just an obstacle, it's the gateway to your greatest strength. Every person who has ever accomplished something extraordinary has had to look directly at their deepest fear and keep moving forward. When you refuse to run, refuse to hide, and instead confront what terrifies you most, you build mental muscles that no comfort or success can ever replicate. Strengthening your mind through fear is not about eliminating fear, that's impossible, but about mastering your response to it. Fear is a natural response designed to protect us from danger, but too often it becomes a prison. It limits your actions and shrinks your world, convincing you that safety lies in avoidance. But safety without growth is stagnation. Real growth happens in the space where fear lives, where discomfort forces you to expand beyond your limits. Your mind becomes stronger every time you stare down that fear and take a step through it. This process rewires your thinking, turning fear from a roadblock into a stepping stone. The first step in this transformation is awareness. You must clearly identify the fear that holds the greatest power over you. This fear might be failure, rejection, loss, or the unknown. Naming your fear gives it shape and reality, making it less mysterious and less overwhelming. When you face a vague sense of anxiety, it can feel like a shadow over everything. But when you define the fear, you bring it into the light, and light weakens shadows. Understanding your fear requires honesty. It's common to hide or minimize what scares you most because admitting it feels vulnerable or shameful. But vulnerability is the foundation of courage. Being truthful with yourself about what terrifies you is a brave act that begins the process of taking control. When you refuse to lie to yourself, you begin to dismantle the power fear has over your mind. Once your fear is identified, take deliberate action to confront it. This does not mean diving blindly into danger, but rather approaching your fear with respect and strategy. Break it down into smaller parts if necessary, and start facing those parts one by one. This gradual exposure builds confidence and proves to your mind that fear is manageable. Each step forward rewires your brain, reducing the hold fear has on your thoughts and emotions. Confronting fear requires mental preparation. Visualize yourself facing the fear calmly and successfully. Rehearse how you will respond. Visualization trains your mind for real experience and reduces panic when the moment arrives. It's a form of mental courage training that conditions your mind to stay steady under pressure. When you've practiced courage in your mind, it becomes easier to act courageously in reality. Your mindset plays a crucial role in facing fear. Replace "I can't" with "I will try." Change "what if I fail" to "what if I succeed." These shifts in thinking may seem small, but they accumulate into a mindset that embraces challenge rather than avoiding it. Affirmations and positive self-talk strengthen your resolve and silence the inner critic that fear feeds on. Discipline your mind to speak to yourself as a supporter, not a saboteur. Fear often triggers physical responses, increased heart rate, sweating, or tension. Learning to control your body's reaction helps control your mind's reaction. Practice deep breathing techniques or mindfulness to calm your nervous system. These tools anchor you in the present moment and prevent fear from hijacking your rational thinking. A calm body supports a strong mind. Building mental strength through fear also means learning from each encounter. Reflect on what you learned about yourself during the process. What thoughts helped you stay steady? What reactions can you improve? Growth is a cycle of action and reflection, not a one-time event. Each experience with fear teaches you new skills and insights that deepen your resilience. Expect setbacks and discomfort. They are part of the journey. Facing your hardest fear is not a linear path. Sometimes fear will push back harder, and you may want to retreat. But persistence is key. Strengthening your mind means cultivating grit, the ability to keep moving despite difficulty. Remember that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act anyway. Surround yourself with support. Share your intentions with trusted people who encourage your growth. Their belief in you can bolster your confidence when your own wavers. Accountability partners or mentors who understand the power of facing fear can provide valuable guidance and motivation. You don't have to face your fears alone. As you continue confronting your fear, notice how your perspective changes. What once seemed insurmountable becomes manageable, even routine. This shift expands your comfort zone and increases your confidence to tackle new challenges. Your mind becomes a battlefield where fear is no longer the dominant force, but a challenge you are equipped to overcome. Facing your hardest fear also teaches humility and patience. Progress may be slow and sometimes invisible. Celebrate small victories and be kind to yourself during setbacks. Mental strength is built over time through consistent effort, not overnight breakthroughs. Trust in the process and your capacity to grow. This mental strengthening through fear extends beyond the specific fear itself. It builds a foundation of courage that influences all areas of your life. You become more willing to take risks, speak your truth, and pursue your dreams. The habit of facing fear transforms your character and opens doors to opportunities previously blocked by doubt. In moments when fear resurfaces, remind yourself of your past victories. Recall times when you overcame fear and emerged stronger. These memories are evidence of your capability and courage. They act as mental armor against future fear. Your mind learns to trust itself through repeated proof of resilience. Avoiding fear only makes it louder and more controlling. Every time you choose avoidance, fear gains strength and your mind weakens. Taking action, even small steps, breaks this cycle. Momentum builds as each brave act reduces fear's power and increases your mental toughness. Mental strength is not about never feeling fear, but about mastering how you respond to it. This mastery gives you freedom. Freedom to pursue your goals without being paralyzed by what could go wrong. Freedom to live authentically and fully despite uncertainty. This freedom is the reward of facing your hardest fear. Imagine the possibilities when fear no longer controls your decisions. You begin to take ownership of your life's direction, making choices from a place of power rather than limitation. This mental empowerment allows you to push boundaries, innovate, and achieve more than you thought possible. Your mind grows resilient through challenge just as muscles grow stronger through resistance. Each fearful experience you face acts like mental weightlifting. The discomfort is the signal of growth. Embrace the discomfort as a sign you are building strength that lasts. Remember, the hardest fears are often the ones that lead to the most profound breakthroughs. Fear is not your enemy, but a signal pointing you to where growth and transformation are waiting. When you respond with courage, you unlock doors that fear kept closed. Commit to facing your hardest fear not once but regularly. Mental strength is a lifelong practice. Each new fear you face adds a layer of toughness and wisdom. This ongoing commitment shapes a mind that is unshakable, adaptable, and relentlessly forward-moving. In the process, you will discover depths of courage and resilience you never knew existed. You become a living example of what it means to be strong, not because you avoid fear, but because you confront it head-on. This strength empowers every decision, action, and dream you pursue. Ultimately, strengthening your mind by facing your hardest fear is the key to unlocking your true potential. It moves you from a life controlled by anxiety and hesitation to one defined by boldness and purpose. This is the foundation of winning in any arena of life. Start today by identifying one fear you've been avoiding. Take one deliberate step toward facing it, no matter how small. This action begins your journey to a stronger mind and a more empowered life. The moment you begin, you prove to yourself that you are greater than your fears. Chapter 4. Protect your focus by cutting out daily distractions. True focus is one of the rarest and most valuable skills anyone can develop in today's world. The ability to zero in on what truly matters and protect your mental energy from distractions separates those who reach their goals from those who fall behind. Distractions are not just interruptions. They are thieves that steal your time, your energy, and ultimately your potential. If you want to win in life, you must become ruthless in defending your focus every single day. Without that defense, success will remain just out of reach, no matter how talented or hard-working you are. Distractions come in many forms, and most of them are cleverly disguised as harmless or even necessary. Notifications ping from your phone, emails flood your inbox, social media scrolls endlessly, random thoughts invade your mind, and the noise of daily life pulls your attention in every direction. These distractions chip away at your concentration, leaving your mind fragmented and exhausted. When your focus is fractured, your work quality drops, your decisions suffer, and your progress slows. You might feel busy, but deep down, you know you're not moving forward with purpose. The first step in protecting your focus is recognizing how easily it is stolen. Most people underestimate the cumulative damage distractions cause. It's not just about the time lost during each interruption, but the time and energy it takes to regain concentration afterward. The mind doesn't instantly snap back to full power. It requires a mental reset. This recovery time adds up throughout the day, silently eroding your productivity and clarity. Awareness of this is a wake-up call to treat your attention like the precious resource it is. Eliminating distractions starts with a clear boundary around your work environment. Your physical space can either support your focus or sabotage it. A cluttered desk or noisy surroundings bombard your senses and invite your mind to wander. Creating a clean, organized workspace free from unnecessary items primes your brain to concentrate. The fewer visual and auditory disruptions you allow, the easier it becomes to sustain attention on what matters. This simple shift in environment sends a powerful signal to your brain: it's time to focus. Technology is the biggest battlefield for your attention. Smartphones, social media, and endless apps are designed to pull you away from meaningful work with constant alerts and dopamine hits. Taking control means disabling non-essential notifications or putting your phone on airplane mode during focused sessions. Apps exist that block distracting websites or limit screen time, tools that act as guards for your attention. The discipline to use these tools consistently separates those who master focus from those who fall prey to digital distraction. Mental discipline plays a critical role. It's tempting to give in to every impulse because the brain craves novelty and ease. But every time you choose distraction, you weaken your focus muscle. Strengthening it requires deliberate resistance. When a distraction arises, acknowledge it, but don't act on it immediately. Train yourself to pause, breathe, and ask, is this the best use of my attention right now? This small moment of mindfulness creates a gap where choice replaces automatic reaction. Building routines around focused work creates momentum. Set specific time blocks dedicated solely to your highest priority tasks. During these blocks, commit to absolute focus, no multitasking, no side activities. The structure helps your brain enter a flow state more easily because it knows what to expect. Over time, this habit turns deep work into a natural rhythm rather than an occasional struggle. Your mind adapts to this discipline, growing stronger and more resistant to distraction. Managing your energy levels enhances focus. Distractions become more tempting when your mind is tired or hungry. Prioritize sleep, nutrition, and movement to keep your brain functioning at its best. Taking short breaks between focused sessions prevents burnout and refreshes mental clarity. Techniques like the Pomodoro method, working intensely for 25 minutes followed by a 5-minute break, balance productivity with rest. Respecting your body's needs supports sustained concentration. Emotional triggers often fuel distraction. Stress, boredom, or anxiety can push you toward avoidance behaviors like aimless browsing or checking your phone. Recognizing the emotional state behind your distractions opens the door to managing them more effectively. Instead of numbing discomfort with distractions, develop healthier responses: deep breathing, quick walks, or journaling. These habits build emotional resilience, reducing the urge to escape focus through unproductive distractions. Focus protection also means saying no, often and without apology. Every distraction represents a choice, and every choice to engage with something less important chips away at your goals. This includes people, invitations, or commitments that drain your time and energy without meaningful return. Learning to set boundaries and communicate them firmly preserves your mental space for what truly matters. Saying no is a form of self-respect and clarity about your priorities. A cluttered mind invites distraction just as much as a cluttered space. Regular mental decluttering through practices like meditation or quiet reflection sharpens your ability to stay present. Meditation trains attention by gently bringing the mind back whenever it wanders, building focus endurance over time. Even a few minutes daily develops awareness of distraction patterns and strengthens the mental muscle that resists them. Your values and vision are powerful anchors for focus. When you have a clear sense of why your work matters and what you're aiming for, distractions lose their appeal. Revisit your goals regularly to remind yourself of the bigger picture. This clarity fuels motivation and filters out temptations that don't align with your purpose. The stronger your connection to your vision, the more naturally your focus will align with it. Accountability can sharpen focus by introducing external support. Share your goals and plans with trusted people who can help keep you on track. Knowing someone else is aware of your commitments creates positive pressure to resist distractions. Consider partnering with someone to check in on progress or using productivity groups or coaches. External accountability supplements internal discipline and builds a stronger defense against distraction. Focus protection requires persistence. Distraction is a constant, evolving challenge. New apps, messages, or stressors will always try to invade your attention. Accepting this reality prevents frustration and keeps you proactive. Rather than aiming for perfect focus, aim for consistent improvement and quick recovery from lapses. Every time you bring your attention back from distraction, you strengthen the habit of focus. One effective practice is to review your day's distractions each evening. Identify what pulled you away from your work and why. Was it a particular app, an unexpected conversation, or a mental habit? Use this insight to adjust your environment, routines, or mindset for the next day. This reflective practice turns distractions from vague annoyances into clear challenges with actionable solutions. Cultivating gratitude for focused moments shifts your perspective. Instead of resenting distractions, celebrate the times when you achieve deep concentration and accomplish meaningful work. Gratitude reinforces positive brain patterns and increases motivation. When you appreciate how valuable focus is, you naturally protect it more fiercely. Recognize that protecting your focus is not about rigidity or isolation. It's about creating a flexible, intentional framework where your attention is aligned with your highest priorities. This approach balances discipline with self-compassion, allowing you to engage fully with your goals without burning out or feeling deprived. By treating focus as a sacred asset, you create a daily practice of defending it against all forms of intrusion. This practice compounds over time, transforming scattered efforts into powerful, consistent progress. Protecting your focus is not a one-time task, but a lifelong commitment to your growth and success. When distractions threaten, remind yourself that every moment of lost focus is a moment lost from your vision. Each defended moment is a victory for your future self. Over time, these victories accumulate into unstoppable momentum. This momentum fuels your confidence and empowers you to take on even bigger challenges with clarity and purpose. You are the guardian of your mind's most valuable resource. By cutting out distractions and protecting your focus, you reclaim control over your life. You become the architect of your daily experience rather than a passive participant in chaos. This control is the foundation of mastery and winning on your own terms. Begin today by identifying one common distraction and removing it completely from your environment. Replace it with a simple, intentional habit that draws your attention back to your priorities. This small but deliberate action starts a ripple effect, strengthening your focus and deepening your self-discipline. The path to extraordinary results lies through your ability to guard your focus fiercely every day. Chapter 5. Track your progress to stay honest with yourself. Tracking your progress is the single most powerful tool to keep yourself honest and aligned with your goals. Without clear visibility into where you are and how far you've come, it's easy to deceive yourself or lose motivation. The moment you begin measuring your actions and results, you light a path forward that's impossible to ignore. Progress tracking transforms vague intentions into undeniable facts, forcing you to face reality without excuses. It's the anchor that keeps your journey grounded in truth. When you commit to tracking, you establish a system that reveals patterns, both your strengths and your weaknesses. This insight is invaluable because it moves you from guessing how well you're doing to knowing with certainty. Guesswork leads to complacency or discouragement. Clarity breeds confidence and momentum. Each recorded success fuels motivation, and every shortfall becomes a data point to learn from instead of a hidden failure to ignore. The process of tracking itself builds discipline. It demands regular reflection and honesty, which can feel uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is a sign you're growing. Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. When you hold yourself accountable through consistent measurement, you refuse to hide behind wishful thinking or denial. Instead, you face your reality head-on, which is the essential foundation for real progress. Honesty with yourself requires tools that fit your lifestyle and goals. Some people thrive with simple daily journals or checklists. Others need detailed spreadsheets or apps to monitor habits and milestones. The key is finding a system that you can maintain without feeling overwhelmed. Complexity often leads to procrastination, while simplicity fosters consistency. The goal is to make tracking an effortless habit that integrates seamlessly into your routine. Every time you log your progress, you reinforce your commitment. It's a moment of truth where your intentions meet your actions. These moments add up, building a cumulative effect that strengthens your resolve. The feedback loop created by tracking prevents drifting off course. When you see the numbers, dates, or notes staring back at you, it's harder to make excuses or rationalize failure. Instead, you respond with adjustments, doubling down on what works and abandoning what doesn't. Tracking progress also sharpens your focus by clarifying priorities. When you know exactly what you're measuring, distractions lose their power. You learn to invest your energy in high-impact activities because you see their direct effect on your goals. This clarity cuts through overwhelm and indecision, allowing you to move forward with purpose. It's like turning on a spotlight in a dark room. You immediately know where to step and where to avoid. A well-kept record becomes a mirror for your mindset. If you notice consistent drops in effort or results, it may reveal underlying issues such as burnout, fear, or lack of motivation. Without tracking, these signs often go unnoticed until they become crises. But with data in hand, you can intervene early. You can reframe challenges, seek support, or adjust your strategies before losing momentum. Tracking progress keeps your mental and emotional state visible and manageable. Celebrating milestones is another powerful advantage of tracking. When progress is visible, small wins become opportunities to recognize your effort and reward yourself. These celebrations fuel positivity and reinforce habits. They remind you that change is happening, even if it's slower than desired. Without a record, victories can slip by unnoticed, leaving you feeling stuck or unappreciated. A documented journey is a series of successes waiting to be acknowledged. Progress tracking also creates accountability beyond your own mind. Sharing your data with a mentor, coach, or accountability partner adds an external layer of honesty. Knowing someone else is aware of your numbers encourages you to stay truthful and committed. This external pressure supplements your internal motivation and provides valuable perspectives. Others can offer encouragement, constructive criticism, or fresh ideas based on the facts you share. Tracking progress is an iterative process. It's not about perfection or rigid control but continual refinement. As you collect data, patterns emerge that inform smarter decisions. You discover which methods propel you forward and which habits hold you back. This awareness turns your journey into a feedback-driven experiment where every step teaches you something new. You become more adaptable and strategic, accelerating your growth over time. Transparency with yourself is liberating. It frees you from the paralysis of uncertainty and the burden of self-doubt. When you know your numbers, you can trust your judgment and celebrate the reality of your efforts. You stop relying on vague feelings of success or failure and start embracing concrete evidence. This clarity builds confidence and reduces anxiety, allowing you to focus more fully on the work that matters. Regular reviews of your progress deepen your self-awareness. Set aside time daily or weekly to examine your records thoughtfully. Look beyond surface results and ask why things happened the way they did. Did external factors influence your performance? Were your goals realistic? How did your mindset affect your outcomes? These questions create a dialogue between your present and your future, helping you grow wiser and more intentional. A critical aspect of progress tracking is honesty about setbacks. No journey is without obstacles or failures. Recording these moments doesn't mean admitting defeat, it means gaining knowledge. Failure data is some of the most valuable information you can collect because it highlights what not to do or what needs adjustment. When you treat setbacks as lessons rather than shameful events, you build resilience and maintain momentum. Many people resist tracking because it forces them to confront uncomfortable truths. However, avoidance only delays growth. The longer you ignore your progress, the harder it becomes to take action. Tracking dispels illusions and exposes gaps between your dreams and your reality. This exposure, while sometimes painful, is the catalyst for transformation. Without it, change is accidental. With it, change is deliberate. In addition to tracking tangible outcomes, consider monitoring your habits and mindset. These invisible factors often drive success or failure more than external results. Logging how you feel, your energy levels, your confidence, and your distractions provides a fuller picture of your journey. This holistic approach helps you understand the interplay between your internal state and your external achievements. Use progress tracking to set better goals. When you review past performance, you gain insight into what is achievable and what challenges to expect. This knowledge allows you to set realistic, measurable goals that stretch you without overwhelming you. Over time, your goals evolve from vague ambitions into clear milestones backed by data and experience. The act of documenting progress creates a legacy of your effort. Years from now, looking back on your records reminds you of how far you've come and the battles you've fought. This history strengthens your identity as someone who perseveres and grows. It becomes a source of pride and motivation, fueling future efforts when challenges arise. Honesty through tracking also protects you from self-sabotage. When you see your true progress, you're less likely to fall into the trap of procrastination or avoidance disguised as rest or strategy. The facts hold you accountable and eliminate excuses. This accountability is a form of self-respect that reinforces your commitment to excellence. Ultimately, Progress tracking is about building trust with yourself. It's about showing up consistently and proving to yourself that you are reliable and capable. This trust is the foundation of self-confidence and the secret to sustained success. When you believe in your own discipline and integrity, you operate from a place of power rather than fear or doubt. Start small by choosing one area of your life or one goal to track. Keep it simple and focused. Develop a habit of recording daily or weekly, whichever suits your pace. As you build consistency, expand your tracking to other areas. The important thing is to begin and maintain momentum. Momentum compounds, and tracking amplifies it. Remember, progress is not always linear. There will be days of rapid growth and days of stagnation. Tracking keeps you grounded during slow periods and prevents overconfidence during fast ones. It provides a steady lens through which to view your journey, free from distortion and emotional bias. The power of progress tracking lies in its ability to turn abstract goals into concrete realities. It turns vague hopes into a roadmap with clear checkpoints. It transforms self-doubt into evidence-based confidence. It changes procrastination into proactive action. By committing to this practice, you empower yourself to stay honest and move forward with unstoppable momentum. You are the only person responsible for your journey. Tracking progress is the mirror you hold up to yourself to ensure you never lose sight of your truth. This truth, no matter how challenging, is the soil from which your success will grow. Embrace it fully, and you build a foundation that no distraction, fear, or obstacle can shake. In the end, the discipline of honest progress tracking becomes a habit of greatness. It separates dreamers from achievers and intentions from results. By staying accountable to yourself through this practice, you claim ownership of your growth and open the door to your highest potential. Your future depends on the truth you face today. Start tracking, stay honest, and watch your life transform. Chapter 6. Push through resistance by showing up every day. Showing up every single day is the true test of your commitment to success. When resistance rises and every fiber of your being wants to quit or delay, the simple act of persistence becomes your greatest weapon. It is not talent, inspiration, or luck that builds lasting achievement. It is the unshakable habit of showing up, no matter what. The consistent presence you bring to your goals creates unstoppable momentum and breaks down every wall that fear, doubt, or exhaustion throw in your way. Resistance is the invisible force designed to stop you. It disguises itself as fatigue, procrastination, distraction, and self-doubt. It whispers excuses and plants the seeds of hesitation. It thrives on your uncertainty and grows stronger when you avoid the work. But every day you show up, you weaken resistance. You teach your mind and body that giving in is not an option. Resistance may roar loudly at first, but it loses power the more you stand firm. Persistence turns fear into fuel and excuses into dust. The power of daily presence lies in its cumulative effect. Progress is not a sudden leap, but a steady accumulation of small actions repeated day after day. When you commit to showing up, you build a rhythm that carries you forward even when motivation is low. This rhythm becomes your foundation, supporting bigger breakthroughs and deeper growth. Each day's effort compounds on the last, creating an unbreakable chain of achievement. Showing up means more than just being physically present. It means engaging fully with your work, your purpose, and your commitment. It means bringing your best effort, even if it's imperfect or incomplete. It means embracing the process rather than waiting for the perfect conditions or ideal mindset. Every moment you invest strengthens your habit and deepens your resilience. This consistency rewires your brain to expect success rather than failure. When you decide to show up daily, you also confront the discomfort of resistance directly. This discomfort is not a sign to stop, but a signal you are growing. Growth always requires pushing beyond what feels easy or safe. It demands that you act even when you don't want to, when distractions call louder than your goals. It means prioritizing your long-term vision over short-term comfort. This discipline forms the backbone of every great achievement. One of the greatest misconceptions about success is that it requires grand, dramatic actions. The truth is far simpler and more powerful. Success is built on hundreds and thousands of small, consistent acts. Showing up daily, no matter how small the task, is the secret ingredient. The small actions add up, shaping habits, skills and results that far outlast any single moment of inspiration or effort. Resistance will try to convince you that one day missed won't matter. It will justify skipping today because you'll make up for it tomorrow. But tomorrow doesn't erase yesterday. Momentum is fragile and easily lost. When you break the chain of consistency, it becomes harder to restart. Each day you show up reinforces your identity as someone who follows through, building trust with yourself. Trust is the foundation of confidence and motivation. Building the habit of showing up also means forgiving yourself when you stumble. Nobody is perfect and setbacks happen. The difference is how quickly you return. If you miss a day or falter in your effort, don't let it become a reason to quit. Instead, use it as a lesson in resilience. A quick recovery keeps your momentum intact and reminds you that progress is about persistence, not perfection. This daily commitment pushes you beyond your current limits. It expands your capacity to endure discomfort, overcome obstacles, and keep moving forward. Showing up even when you feel tired or uninspired is the training ground for mental toughness. The more you do it, the less power resistance holds over you. Your mindset shifts from I can't to I will, creating a cycle of positive reinforcement. Accountability can be a powerful ally in building this habit. Share your commitment with someone who will hold you responsible. Knowing that someone else expects you to show up increases your likelihood of following through. Accountability partners, mentors, or coaches provide encouragement, perspective, and pressure that supplement your internal drive. They remind you of your why when resistance clouds your vision. The physical environment you create also affects your ability to show up daily. Minimize distractions and set up spaces dedicated to your work or practice. When your surroundings support your goals, you reduce the friction that resistance feeds on. A clear workspace, scheduled time blocks, and necessary tools ready to go lower the barrier to action. The easier it is to start, the more consistent your presence becomes. It's important to recognize that some days will be harder than others, and that's normal. Energy fluctuates, stress builds, and motivation wanes. Showing up every day does not mean giving 100% all the time. Sometimes showing up means doing what you can, even if it's less than ideal. The key is to maintain the habit of presence, trusting that effort over time leads to progress. This flexibility prevents burnout and sustains long-term growth. Resistance can also be a signal to revisit your goals and methods. If daily effort feels unbearable or joyless, it may mean your approach needs adjustment. Showing up consistently doesn't mean blindly pushing forward on a path that no longer serves you. Use your presence as an opportunity to evaluate and refine your strategy. Align your actions with your values and passions, making it easier to stay committed. Your daily presence rewires your identity. When you show up repeatedly, you prove to yourself that you are disciplined, reliable, and capable. This evolving self-image becomes a powerful motivator, pushing you to maintain the habit. The stories you tell yourself shift from doubt to confidence, from I can't to I am. This transformation is at the heart of lasting change. When resistance comes disguised as negative self-talk or fear of failure, showing up silences the noise. Action always dispels doubt more effectively than positive thinking alone. The act of doing, no matter how small, creates proof that you are moving forward. This proof breaks the cycle of procrastination and fuels further action. It's the antidote to the paralysis that resistance creates. Even on days when progress feels invisible, showing up matters immensely. Growth often happens beneath the surface, invisible to immediate perception. Your efforts are building skills, habits, and strength that will reveal themselves in time. Trust the process, knowing that persistence today plants the seeds for tomorrow's breakthroughs. This faith in delayed reward sustains you through periods of frustration. Showing up every day also sends a message to the world and to those around you. It models discipline, commitment, and resilience. Others will notice your consistency and be inspired by your example. Your presence creates a ripple effect, encouraging those in your circle to cultivate their own habits of persistence. Leadership begins with showing up, regardless of external recognition. The more you show up, the more natural it becomes. What once felt like a struggle transforms into a habit. Habits are powerful because they operate beyond conscious willpower. Once your daily presence becomes automatic, resistance loses its grip. You act not because you have to, but because it's part of who you are. This shift makes success inevitable. If you ever question whether showing up every day is worth it, remember that greatness is built in moments when nobody is watching. The quiet, unglamorous daily actions form the foundation for extraordinary achievements. Legends are made from persistence more than talent or luck. Your daily presence is the proof you care enough to outlast the challenges. Push through resistance by embracing imperfection. Don't wait for perfect conditions, perfect health, or perfect mood. Show up with whatever you have and make progress. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time. This mindset frees you from the trap of procrastination and empowers you to keep moving. Celebrate your commitment to showing up. Acknowledge the effort it takes to overcome resistance and keep your promise to yourself. This celebration strengthens your motivation and builds positive associations with persistence. It creates a feedback loop of progress and pride that fuels future effort. In conclusion, showing up every day is the ultimate act of self-mastery. It requires courage to face resistance head-on and discipline to maintain presence through ups and downs. This habit transforms obstacles into opportunities and weakness into strength. By making daily presence non-negotiable, you create the conditions for unstoppable growth and lasting success. Your future self will thank you for never giving up today. Chapter 7. Improve yourself daily with focused, intentional effort. True growth doesn't happen by accident. It's forged through focused, intentional effort every single day. Improvement demands a deliberate commitment to choose your actions with purpose, not just drift through your routines on autopilot. When you dedicate yourself to concentrated effort, you become the architect of your own transformation, shaping each day to build the life you want, rather than leaving it to chance. Intentional effort means more than just doing more. It means doing what truly matters with full attention and clarity. You must identify the key areas that push you forward and apply your energy there. Spreading yourself thin or jumping from one distraction to another only creates noise, not progress. True improvement requires narrowing your focus until you're channeling your willpower like a laser beam, cutting through hesitation and distraction to strike at the heart of your goals. When you engage in this kind of effort daily, you develop an unshakable momentum. Each purposeful action compounds with the last, forming a chain of progress that grows stronger over time. The cumulative effect of small, focused choices made repeatedly is exponential. What feels like a tiny step today can become a massive leap tomorrow. This slow and steady build-up is the essence of mastery. The challenge is that focused, intentional effort requires discipline. It asks you to resist the temptation of shortcuts and quick fixes, which often lead nowhere meaningful. It demands that you confront discomfort head-on, whether that discomfort comes in the form of boredom, fatigue, or doubt. Growth is uncomfortable because it forces you to step outside your comfort zone and expand your limits. But this discomfort is the signal that you're moving in the right direction. To cultivate this focus, you must create an environment that supports your effort. That means eliminating distractions, setting clear priorities, and organizing your time and space to reinforce your commitment. When your surroundings align with your goals, you reduce the friction that saps your energy. Preparation makes it easier to enter a state of flow where your best work happens effortlessly and consistently. Intentional effort also means being strategic about where you invest your time and energy. Not all activities carry equal weight toward your improvement. It's essential to evaluate your habits and tasks critically, choosing to spend your energy on what aligns with your long-term vision. This kind of prioritization guards against burnout and maximizes your returns on effort, allowing you to make meaningful progress without exhausting yourself. Another key to daily improvement is the practice of reflection. Taking time to assess your efforts regularly lets you identify what's working and what's not. Reflection sharpens your awareness and guides adjustments, so your effort remains aligned and effective. It transforms blind effort into smart effort by learning from experience and refining your approach. Without reflection, progress becomes guesswork and growth stalls. Intentional effort is not just about action, it's about mindset. You must believe in the value of the work you're doing and cultivate patience with the process. Results rarely show up overnight, but consistent dedication guarantees movement forward. The mental discipline to keep going even when progress is invisible distinguishes those who succeed from those who quit prematurely. Persistence paired with purpose becomes unstoppable. Surrounding yourself with a community or mentors who understand the value of intentional effort can amplify your growth. They provide encouragement, guidance, and accountability that help maintain your focus during challenging times. Engaging with others who pursue similar goals reinforces your commitment and reminds you that progress is a shared journey, not a solitary battle. It's crucial to celebrate your small victories along the way. Improvement is a series of incremental gains, and recognizing these wins fuels motivation. Each step forward, no matter how small, is proof that your focused effort is working. Celebrating success nurtures a positive feedback loop that makes the effort feel rewarding and worth continuing. The quality of your daily effort matters far more than quantity. Working smarter means focusing deeply on fewer tasks rather than superficially on many. This approach builds expertise, confidence, and real results. By concentrating your energy on essential activities, you prevent overwhelm and maintain clarity, ensuring your efforts translate into meaningful growth. Daily improvement with intentional effort demands self-awareness. You need to recognize when your focus drifts or your motivation wanes and have strategies to recalibrate. Techniques like mindfulness, goal visualization, or setting clear daily intentions help maintain sharpness. These tools keep your mind aligned with your objectives, reducing the risk of distraction or procrastination. Sometimes, the biggest barrier to focused effort is the mind itself. Fear of failure, perfectionism, or limiting beliefs can sabotage progress. Confronting these mental blocks is part of intentional growth. When you push past self-doubt and replace it with determined action, you retrain your brain to support your ambitions rather than hinder them. This inner shift is critical to sustaining effort over the long term. Improving yourself daily also involves balancing effort with rest and recovery. Overworking without replenishing your energy leads to burnout and diminishing returns. Intentional effort includes recognizing when to pause, recharge, and nurture your well-being. This balance maintains your physical and mental stamina, so your focused work remains sustainable and effective. Incorporating learning into your daily routine is another powerful way to fuel intentional effort. Actively seeking new knowledge, skills, or perspectives keeps your mind sharp and adaptable. It prepares you to tackle challenges with greater insight and creativity. Learning is not a separate activity, but an integral part of deliberate growth, expanding the toolbox you use to improve continuously. Intentional effort means taking responsibility for your progress. You own both the successes and failures, refusing to blame external factors or make excuses. This ownership empowers you to take control of your path and make the necessary adjustments. It shifts your mindset from victimhood to leadership over your life, which is the foundation for genuine transformation. Ultimately, daily focused effort turns your dreams into reality by turning vague desires into clear actions. The more specific and intentional your steps, the more real and achievable your goals become. This clarity cuts through overwhelm and makes progress tangible. Each day you move forward, your vision becomes less of a distant hope and more of a present certainty. The commitment to daily improvement with intention is a lifelong journey, not a destination. It requires resilience to keep evolving as you grow and your goals shift. Embracing this ongoing process keeps you agile and open to new possibilities. It transforms growth from a burden into a source of excitement and fulfillment. When you look back months or years from now, the consistent intentional effort you make today will be the reason for your success. It creates a legacy of self-mastery and accomplishment. Nothing worth having comes without this dedication. Improvement is not luck but a choice, one that you can make right now and every day after. Your ability to improve depends entirely on your willingness to focus with intention and act consistently. This is your power, your responsibility, and your path. Don't wait for perfect conditions or motivation to strike. Begin now by deciding to put deliberate effort into your growth every single day. The transformation you seek starts with the choices you make in this very moment. Chapter 8. Choose growth by learning from every single failure. Failure is not the end. It is the raw material from which your greatest growth is born. Every setback, every mistake, every moment that feels like defeat carries a lesson more valuable than any easy success ever could. When you choose to learn from every failure, you unlock a powerful force that propels you beyond limits you once thought fixed. Growth becomes your response, your purpose, your way forward. The way you face failure determines the course of your life. You can let it break you, or you can use it to build yourself stronger and wiser. Choosing growth means refusing to be defined by what goes wrong. Instead, it means looking at failure as a signal, a teacher that exposes what needs change or improvement. This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities and pain into progress. Many people fear failure because they see it as proof of weakness or lack of ability. But this is a false belief. Failure is an inevitable part of any meaningful journey. It is a universal experience shared by everyone who has ever achieved something worthwhile. The difference is how you respond to it. If you respond by shutting down or avoiding risks, you limit your potential. But if you respond by seeking the lesson hidden in the failure, you expand your capacity for success. When failure happens, the first step is to face it honestly without excuses or blame. This is crucial because denial or defensiveness only delays the growth process. Admitting where you went wrong, or where things didn't go as planned, opens the door for learning. It takes courage to confront failure head-on, but this courage is the foundation for real change. Without honesty, improvement remains out of reach. Learning from failure requires deep reflection. It's not enough to just acknowledge failure. You must analyze it with curiosity and clarity. What decisions led to this outcome? What assumptions were incorrect? What external factors influenced the result? This investigation sharpens your understanding and gives you a clearer path forward. It turns vague disappointment into actionable insight. Growth demands that you adjust your approach based on what you learn. This means being flexible and willing to change strategies, habits, or mindsets that no longer serve you. Stubbornly repeating the same mistakes wastes time and energy. Instead, use failure as a feedback mechanism that guides you to refine your methods and improve continuously. Failure also teaches resilience. Experiencing setbacks tests your endurance and commitment. Each time you recover from a failure and keep moving forward, you build mental toughness. This resilience becomes a shield against future challenges, making you more confident and persistent. Over time, failure stops feeling like a threat and becomes a stepping stone on your path. It's important to separate your identity from your failures. You are not your mistakes or defeats. This distinction frees you from shame and self-criticism, allowing you to approach failure with an open mind. When you see failure as an event, not a label, you maintain your self-worth and motivation. This mindset encourages experimentation and risk-taking, which are essential for growth. Another aspect of choosing growth through failure is adopting a mindset of continuous learning. Instead of seeking perfection, focus on progress. Accept that failure is part of the learning curve and expect it as a natural step toward mastery. This perspective reduces fear and helps you stay engaged even when the journey feels difficult or uncertain. Seeking feedback from others can accelerate your growth after failure. Sometimes, your own perspective is limited or biased. Trusted mentors, peers, or coaches can offer insights you might miss. They can help you see blind spots, challenge your assumptions, and provide encouragement to keep going. Constructive feedback turns failure into a shared learning experience rather than a solitary burden. Failure also reveals the gaps in your preparation or knowledge. When you identify these gaps, you can take targeted action to fill them. This might mean learning new skills, acquiring more information, or improving your habits. Each failure points to an area where investment is needed, helping you focus your efforts more effectively. Choosing growth means cultivating patience. Learning from failure is rarely instantaneous. Sometimes the lessons unfold over time as you revisit the experience with new understanding. It takes persistence to keep returning to the challenge and applying what you learn. Patience allows you to trust the process and maintain hope when immediate results are absent. There is a unique power in owning your failures publicly, or at least acknowledging them internally without shame. This ownership fosters humility and authenticity, qualities that deepen your connection with yourself and others. When you embrace failure openly, you reduce its power to intimidate you. This openness can inspire others and create an environment where learning and growth flourish. Failure often triggers powerful emotions: disappointment, frustration, embarrassment, even grief. These feelings are natural, but they don't have to derail your progress. Learning to manage these emotions constructively is part of the growth process. Techniques like mindfulness, journaling, or talking with a trusted person can help you process feelings without being overwhelmed. Emotional resilience strengthens your ability to learn and bounce back. It is essential to reframe failure as a necessary part of success rather than an obstacle. Every successful person has a history filled with setbacks. Their difference is that they used failure as fuel rather than as a stopping point. Viewing failure as an inevitable step to mastery changes your relationship with it and makes you more willing to take risks and pursue ambitious goals. Growth also requires celebrating the small wins that come from learning through failure. Every time you adjust, improve, or persevere, you build momentum. Recognizing these victories keeps your motivation high and reinforces the value of the growth mindset. It reminds you that failure is not the final word, but a chapter in a larger story of progress. This process of learning from failure builds a mindset of experimentation. You begin to see life as a series of trials where the goal is to learn what works best. This approach encourages creativity, innovation, and courage. When you stop fearing failure, you open the door to new possibilities and breakthroughs that would have been impossible otherwise. Choosing growth means refusing to let failure define your narrative. You decide how your story unfolds by how you respond to setbacks. Each failure becomes a plot twist that makes your journey more compelling and your success more meaningful. This perspective transforms struggle into strength and loss into learning. Intentional reflection after failure sharpens your decision-making skills. You become more aware of patterns, better at assessing risks, and more skilled at navigating challenges. This wisdom gained through failure is invaluable, giving you a competitive edge and deeper self-knowledge. In the face of failure, your commitment to your goals is tested. Growth demands that you reaffirm your purpose and keep your vision alive. This resolve keeps you moving forward when doubts creep in and obstacles appear. Staying connected to your why fuels your resilience and inspires persistence. Failure also teaches you humility. It reminds you that you are human and that mastery is a journey, not a destination. This humility opens you to learning from others, remaining teachable and continuously evolving. It prevents arrogance and complacency, which can block growth. Growth comes from embracing failure as a natural and necessary companion on your path. When you stop resisting failure and start inviting its lessons, you unlock your true potential. Each failure becomes a stepping stone, lifting you higher and preparing you for greater achievements. Your willingness to learn from every failure creates a foundation of strength and wisdom that no success alone can provide. It builds character, deepens understanding, and shapes you into a person who thrives in the face of adversity. This is the essence of growth, a constant, courageous journey of learning and becoming. The choice is yours to see failure as a dead end or as a gateway to greater growth. When you commit to learning from every setback, you transform your failures into your greatest teachers. This mindset turns challenges into opportunities and fuels a life of continuous improvement and extraordinary accomplishment. There is no shortcut around failure, but there is a path through it. That path is learning, reflection, adjustment, and relentless forward motion. When you take this path, you harness failure's power to elevate you beyond your fears and limitations. You become unstoppable because you understand that each failure brings you closer to the success you seek. The journey of choosing growth through failure is one of the most profound and liberating experiences you can undertake. It redefines your relationship with challenges and empowers you to pursue your goals with fearless determination. This mindset is the key to unlocking your highest potential and living a life marked not by avoidance of failure, but by mastery of growth itself. Chapter 9. Speak to yourself with power and self-respect. Speak to yourself with power and self-respect, because the voice inside your mind shapes every choice you make and the life you build. The way you communicate with yourself sets the foundation for your confidence, your resilience, and your ability to achieve what matters most. Self-talk is not just internal chatter, it is the architecture of your mindset, the force that either elevates you or keeps you trapped in doubt and limitation. When you speak with power to yourself, you are affirming your worth and capability. This is not about arrogance or empty praise, but about honest recognition of your strengths and your right to pursue your goals. Your inner dialogue should be a reflection of respect for your own journey and an unwavering belief in your potential. If you allow negative or weak language to dominate your thoughts, you sabotage your efforts before you even begin. But when your words to yourself are strong and respectful, you create an unstoppable momentum. Self-respect in your inner voice is a form of personal leadership. It means you treat yourself as someone deserving of dignity and kindness, even when you make mistakes or face challenges. Speaking to yourself with power means refusing to settle for self-criticism or harsh judgment. Instead, you become your own greatest advocate, guiding your mind toward encouragement, clarity, and strength. Too often, people underestimate the impact of their internal dialogue. They allow doubts and fears to manifest as harsh words in their mind, convincing themselves they are not enough, not capable, or not worthy. This inner negativity chips away at motivation, drains energy, and clouds judgment. Changing this pattern requires intentional effort to replace destructive self-talk with empowering language. It requires conscious attention to the tone, content, and consistency of your inner voice. Powerful self-talk is rooted in truth and clarity. It acknowledges reality without distortion. When you face setbacks, you do not lie to yourself by pretending everything is perfect, nor do you exaggerate failure. Instead, you speak honestly with kindness and determination. This balance allows you to learn from difficulties without becoming overwhelmed by negativity. Your inner voice becomes a source of strength, not confusion. Respectful communication with yourself fosters mental and emotional stability. When you nurture a foundation of self-respect, you reduce inner conflict and stress. Your mind becomes a place of refuge and encouragement, rather than a battlefield of doubt. This peace enables better focus, clearer decision-making, and more consistent progress toward your goals. Speaking with power is an act of self-care that fuels your entire journey. The language you use in your self-talk shapes your self-image. If you consistently tell yourself you are weak, unworthy, or incapable, you internalize those labels. They become the lens through which you view your abilities and potential. On the other hand, speaking to yourself with power helps you develop a positive self-image based on strength, competence, and respect. This shift transforms how you approach challenges and pursue success. Your mind is constantly listening. Every thought, every phrase you repeat internally becomes part of your mental conditioning. This is why practicing powerful and respectful self-talk is not a one-time event, but a daily habit. Repetition builds neural pathways that reinforce confidence and resilience. Over time, the quality of your inner dialogue shapes your identity and your actions in profound ways. It is important to be intentional about the words you choose when talking to yourself. Replace vague or weak expressions with clear, confident statements. For example, instead of saying, "I hope I can do this," say, "I am prepared and capable." Swap, "Maybe I'm not good enough, for I am learning and improving every day." These subtle shifts in phrasing strengthen your mindset and align your thoughts with your goals. Speaking with power and respect to yourself also involves setting firm boundaries in your mind. Refuse to entertain self-doubt that serves no purpose. When negative thoughts arise, challenge them immediately by questioning their validity and replacing them with constructive alternatives. This practice is a form of mental discipline that protects your focus and energy from erosion. Another key element is treating your mistakes and failures with compassion, not contempt. When you stumble, the voice inside should say, "This is a learning opportunity," rather than "I'm a failure." This compassionate self-talk reduces shame and fear, allowing you to recover faster and maintain momentum. It cultivates a growth mindset that sees setbacks as temporary and solvable, not permanent or defining. Powerful self-talk encourages ownership of your choices and responsibility for your life. It says, "I control my actions and my responses." This mindset empowers you to stop blaming external circumstances or other people for your situation. Instead, you focus on what you can control: your attitude, your effort, your mindset. This shift to accountability is fundamental for personal growth and success. Self-respect in your inner voice also means honoring your needs and limits. It's not about pushing yourself beyond healthy boundaries blindly, but about acknowledging when rest, reflection, or recalibration is necessary. Saying to yourself, "I deserve balance and care," reinforces your self-worth and prevents burnout. This honest communication supports sustainable progress over the long term. When you speak to yourself with power, you inspire action. Words carry energy that motivates movement. If your internal dialogue is hesitant or doubtful, your actions will mirror that. But when your self-talk is decisive and encouraging, you create a psychological environment that fuels persistence and boldness. The way you speak to yourself can turn hesitation into confidence, paralysis into progress. Many people struggle with the habit of comparing themselves negatively to others in their self-talk. This comparison often leads to feelings of inadequacy and envy. Speaking with power means shifting your focus away from others and toward your own path. Remind yourself that your worth is not dependent on anyone else's success or failure. Celebrate your unique progress and potential instead of measuring yourself against impossible standards. Clarity in self-talk sharpens your vision for what you want. Powerful communication with yourself includes clear affirmations of your goals and values. This clarity aligns your mind and actions with your purpose. When you consistently remind yourself of your why, your inner voice becomes a source of motivation that transcends temporary obstacles or distractions. Your self-talk is also a critical tool for managing stress and uncertainty. In difficult moments, the words you say internally can calm your mind or amplify anxiety. By training yourself to use calming, grounding, and empowering language, you reduce fear and increase your ability to stay present and effective. This skill builds emotional resilience and enhances your problem-solving capacity. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the habit of daily self-respect through your internal dialogue. This means starting each day with statements of affirmation, purpose, and encouragement. It means catching negative thoughts early and transforming them. Over time, this practice rewires your mindset toward positivity and power. Self-talk is not only about what you say but how you say it. The tone you imagine when you speak to yourself matters. Speak firmly, kindly, and with conviction. Imagine a trusted mentor or a loving coach encouraging you from within. This tone carries emotional weight and builds trust between you and your inner world. When your inner voice sounds like a source of strength, you listen more closely and act more confidently. It's essential to notice when your self-talk becomes self-sabotaging and intervene immediately. Negative scripts often run automatically, so developing awareness is the first step to change. Use mindfulness to catch these thoughts and pause, then actively replace them with powerful, respectful alternatives. This mental exercise strengthens your ability to control your internal narrative. Sometimes speaking to yourself with power involves confronting uncomfortable truths. You might need to admit where you have fallen short or recognize habits that hold you back. Doing this with self-respect means acknowledging these realities without judgment or defeat. It means seeing them as facts to work with, not personal flaws to be ashamed of. This honest but respectful approach to self-communication builds credibility with yourself. When you consistently speak to yourself truthfully and kindly, you build a foundation of trust. This trust is crucial for long-term motivation and commitment. Your inner voice becomes a reliable guide rather than a source of confusion or self-doubt. Remember that your inner voice reflects your deeper beliefs about yourself. If you want to change your life, you must first change the messages you send to your mind. This requires patience and persistence, but it is one of the most powerful tools for transformation you possess. The quality of your self-talk shapes the trajectory of your entire life. Speaking with power and self-respect is also an act of self-love. It acknowledges that you matter and that your dreams are worth pursuing. This mindset combats feelings of unworthiness or self-neglect. When you treat yourself with the same respect you would offer a cherished friend, you open the door to greater confidence and fulfillment. You can cultivate this powerful self-talk by setting aside time for reflection and affirmation each day. Use moments of quiet to reinforce your strengths. Remind yourself of your values and visualize success. Writing positive statements or journaling your intentions further anchors this practice. Consistency transforms these efforts into lasting changes in your mindset. The process of developing powerful self-talk is a lifelong journey. You will face setbacks and old patterns will try to reassert themselves. When this happens, do not despair. Return to the practice of speaking with kindness, clarity, and strength. Every moment you choose this language, you reinforce your commitment to growth and self-respect. Surrounding yourself with external support can enhance your internal dialogue. Seek mentors, friends, or communities that model respect and positive communication. Their influence will reflect back into your mind and make it easier to maintain empowering self-talk. Positive environments nurture a inner inner voice. Ultimately, the way you speak to yourself sets the tone for your entire experience of life. It influences how you handle challenges, pursue goals, and relate to others. Speaking with power and self-respect is not just a skill, it is a way of being. It creates a mindset that attracts opportunities, fosters resilience, and sustains motivation. Choose to be your own champion every day. Speak to yourself as a worthy, capable person who deserves success and happiness. Refuse to accept anything less than respect and encouragement from your inner voice. This choice transforms your mental landscape and propels you toward the life you envision. Your internal dialogue can be your greatest asset or your biggest obstacle. Make it your ally by cultivating powerful, respectful language. This simple but profound shift will unlock levels of confidence and achievement you may never have thought possible. You hold the key to your mindset, Use it wisely and speak to yourself with the power and respect you deserve. Chapter 10. Win your day by focusing only on your goals. Winning your day begins with one simple but powerful choice: to focus only on your goals. Every moment you invest in distractions, doubts, or detours is a moment lost from your true purpose. The clarity and discipline to direct your attention exclusively toward what matters is the cornerstone of success. When you decide to center your energy on your goals and nothing else, you take control of your time, your mindset, and your results. Most people drift through their days reacting to whatever pulls their attention away from what they truly want. They get caught up in urgent but unimportant tasks, endless notifications, or the temptation of temporary pleasures. This scattered approach dilutes your power and leaves you exhausted without progress. To win your day, you must become fiercely selective about where your focus goes. Guard your attention like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Focusing solely on your goals means learning to say no to distractions, interruptions, and temptations that do not serve your purpose. It requires a strong commitment to your priorities and the willingness to create boundaries around your time and energy. This might mean turning off your phone during work periods, refusing to engage in gossip or drama, or resisting the lure of procrastination. Your ability to maintain this focus directly determines the quality of your outcomes. Every successful day starts with clarity about what your goals are and why they matter. Without a clear target, your attention will wander aimlessly. Defining your goals in specific, measurable terms is essential. Knowing exactly what you want to accomplish each day gives your mind a concrete destination to aim for. This sharp focus turns ordinary tasks into meaningful steps that build momentum toward your larger vision. Time management is a critical tool in winning your day by focusing on goals. You must plan your day around your highest impact activities rather than reacting to what feels urgent or easy. Block out dedicated periods for deep work on your most important objectives and protect those blocks from interruptions. Prioritize tasks that directly contribute to your goals and be ruthless about postponing or eliminating everything else. Mental discipline plays a huge role in maintaining focus. Your mind will resist staying on task, pulling you toward distractions or negative thoughts. Winning your day demands training your attention like a muscle. Use techniques like mindfulness, single tasking, and setting clear intentions to keep your focus steady. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to reject distractions and return quickly when your mind wanders. Another key aspect is managing your environment to support focus. Your surroundings can either enable or hinder your ability to concentrate. Design a workspace that minimizes interruptions and keeps you inspired. Remove clutter and turn off non-essential devices. Inform others of your focus times so they respect your boundaries. Creating a physical and social environment aligned with your goals makes sustaining attention far more natural. Energy management is equally important. Focus requires mental and physical vitality. Pay attention to your nutrition, sleep, and movement to keep your energy levels high. When you feel sluggish or fatigued, your mind is more prone to distraction and less capable of sustained effort. Winning your day means caring for your body as a foundation for sharp, goal-directed focus. An essential practice is beginning each morning with a clear focus on your goals. Use the first moments of your day to review what you want to achieve and visualize your success. This sets a powerful tone for the hours ahead and programs your subconscious mind to prioritize your objectives. Morning rituals that reinforce your commitment create momentum that carries through your entire day. Midday check-ins help maintain alignment with your goals. Take brief pauses to assess whether your actions still serve your purpose or if you've been pulled off track. These moments of reflection allow you to recalibrate and eliminate unnecessary activities. Staying conscious of your focus throughout the day prevents gradual drift into distractions and keeps your efforts intentional. It's also crucial to acknowledge and celebrate small wins. Every task completed that advances your goals is progress. Recognizing these achievements fuels motivation and reinforces your commitment. This positive feedback loop strengthens your mental focus and makes it easier to tackle bigger challenges. Winning your day becomes a habit when you reward yourself for staying on course. Avoid multitasking at all costs. Splitting your attention between multiple activities reduces effectiveness and increases errors. Concentrate fully on one goal-related task before moving to the next. This deep focus produces higher quality results and saves time in the long run. The discipline to single task is a powerful strategy to maximize daily success. Learning to manage interruptions is vital. When unexpected demands arise, quickly evaluate their importance relative to your goals. If they are urgent and important, handle them efficiently and return to your focus. If they are distractions, defer or delegate them. Protecting your attention from constant fragmentation preserves the energy and clarity needed for meaningful progress. Winning your day also involves the courage to cut out low-value commitments. Saying no to social obligations, habits, or tasks that do not align with your goals frees up resources for what truly matters. This selective approach reduces overwhelm and increases your effectiveness. Your willingness to prioritize yourself and your goals over pleasing others is a key to consistent success. Technology can be both a tool and a trap. Use apps, timers, or digital calendars to organize and remind you of your priorities. However, be vigilant against mindless scrolling, notifications, and social media distractions. Set clear rules for technology use that serve your goals rather than sabotage them. Intentional control over your digital habits enhances your ability to focus. The power of writing your goals down and reviewing them daily cannot be overstated. This physical act makes your goals tangible and real. It engages your subconscious mind to work towards solutions and opportunities. Keep your goals visible where you work and live. This constant reminder anchors your attention and reduces the chances of wandering into irrelevant activities. Winning your day is about consistent, focused effort more than grand gestures. Small, intentional steps accumulate to create massive change. Each day you commit to focus exclusively on your goals, you build momentum that carries you forward. Over time, this momentum grows into unstoppable force. Success is the natural outcome of unwavering attention to what matters. Avoid overloading your day with too many goals. Focus on a manageable number that you can realistically accomplish. Trying to do too much scatters your focus and reduces your impact. Clarity and simplicity in your daily goals sharpen your attention and increase your chances of completion. Winning your day means mastering the art of prioritization. Your mindset is critical in sustaining focus on your goals. Cultivate beliefs that reinforce your ability to stay committed and productive. Replace doubt with confidence and distraction with discipline. Mental resilience is built through repeated practice of focused attention and positive self-talk. When your mind believes in your purpose, it naturally stays on track. Accountability can boost your focus dramatically. Share your goals with a trusted friend, mentor, or coach who can check in on your progress. Knowing that someone else is aware of your priorities increases your motivation to stay focused. External accountability supplements your internal discipline and creates a support system for success. Reflection at the end of the day is another powerful habit. Review what you accomplished toward your goals and where your focus slipped. Use this insight to adjust your plans and improve your strategies. Learning from each day sharpens your focus for the next and creates a cycle of continuous improvement. Winning your day is an evolving practice, not a one-time event. Celebrate the power of saying no to anything that doesn't serve your goals. Each refusal strengthens your boundaries and protects your focus. This courage to decline distractions frees you to dedicate yourself fully to your vision. Over time, these small acts of self-control compound into extraordinary discipline. The satisfaction that comes from winning your day through focused effort is profound. You feel a sense of control, progress, and purpose that fuels your motivation. This positive emotional state makes it easier to maintain focus in future days. When you prioritize your goals every day, success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Focus on your goals with the intensity of a laser beam. Let no distraction, doubt, or detour weaken your attention. Train your mind to be present, purposeful, and persistent. By winning your day through concentrated effort, you lay the foundation for a life defined by achievement and fulfillment. Your ability to focus is the most powerful skill you can develop. It determines the quality of your work, the speed of your progress, and the depth of your satisfaction. Commit today to winning each day by giving your full attention only to what matters. This discipline transforms your dreams into reality, one focused moment at a time.